Good morning. Welcome to Pocket Gamer Connect Seattle 2023. My name is Dave Bradley. I'm the COO of Steel Media, the publishers of Pocket Gamer and the hosts of Pocket Gamer Connects. This is our third time running Pocket Gamer Connects in Seattle. We run them all around the world, as I'll show you in a little bit. We had to take a pause because of the pandemic years, but we're back now for our third time, and I hope it's going to be a productive couple of days. So what we're going to do right now is I'm just going to introduce you to some of the things that are taking place, give you a bit of introduction to the event, set the scene a little bit. I'm going to talk for 5 or 6 minutes and then we'll introduce our first speaker here on the Global Trends track. So that's what we're going to do this morning. Can I move on? There we go. So welcome. So first of all, let me just set the scene a little bit. I know we have people here who come to many of our events, and we really appreciate that, and some familiar faces in the audience. Thanks for coming back. Pocket Gamer Connects is a series of conferences like this, and you may have been to other ones in other territories, including London. We started PocketGamer.com in 2006, which was the first site dedicated to mobile gaming. If you think about what was available in 2006, that pretty much meant we were the leading Engage website. But then with the App Store and so on, PocketGamer.com is now the longest running and most well known of the sites dedicated to mobile gaming. But since then, we also launched a suite of B2B sites, including PocketGamer.biz. And also, in fact, more than mobile. So although the logos aren't up there, we also run PC Games Insider, we run BlockchainGamer.biz, we run Beyond Games and a few other sites as well, covering various sectors, including virtual reality. And then we started running events. In about 2014, we launched our first event, and Pocket Gamer Connects is now a fixture in the games industry calendar. We also run the Mobile Games Awards, which recently took place in April. So what people maybe don't know about us is that we're actually part of the Enthusiast Gaming Group. They're based, there's in Toronto and Los Angeles. It's according to Comscore, the #1 gaming property in the US, with more eyeballs than Roblox or Twitch across the whole network. We run, I said Enthusiast Gaming, not me personally. Enthusiast Gaming runs 50 websites and over 700 YouTube channels. So we're part of that group. Luminosity is an esports team you might have heard of. That's all owned by the same group. So if you want to meet anyone from the wider Enthusiast Gaming network, they are here. We've got representatives of the wider company here, so do look them up on Meet to Match. So a lot has happened since we were here last. I'm just going to set the scene really briefly and explain the reason why we're doing some of the things we're doing here. When we were here last year, we knew that there were some headwinds in the industry, a number of factors that we were all very conscious of. There was war in Ukraine, there still is. Inflation, UA challenges following changes to the IDFA and so on. But in the last 12 months, the industry has seen even tougher times with recession in some areas, tech stocks crashing. The elephant in the room is, of course, that many of the companies that we know very well have experienced layoffs. And in fact, the global games market revenues, according to Newzoo there, for instance, are a little down on what was predicted, and it was the first time that the games industry hadn't grown in about 25 years. So that's something that we're all very conscious of, and it affected investment money, which has slowed. And that's had an effect on all of us. And like I said, we're very conscious of the fact that there have been layoffs in the industry. Now, actually, there are some layoffs there. There are some reasons to be cheerful, those reasons to be optimistic. We are seeing games company shares pop up again. According to Drakestar, the top 25 games companies are up on average about 12% in Q1 of this year. And Data AI, that's the stat there, and very well known, of course, stats company reveals that compared to the first quarter pre-pandemic, there's actually been a 28% increase in spending by gamers in 2023, which is good news. And there you go, Newzoo, looking at their predictions again, say that by 2025 we'll actually be up across the whole industry by 3.4%. And of course, as everyone here knows, games remains the biggest entertainment industry, bigger than TV and film put together. Now, I do appreciate that that's cold comfort to people who have lost their jobs in the last few months. So, how can we help? Well, no doubt we'll be talking about the state of the industry during the course of this event with some tips on investment that's going to be taking place here in this track. There's roundtables about the layoffs in the industry. And we are running for the first time here a recruitment fair tomorrow. So Career Zone is taking place. Now that's going to be in the where the round tables are today, the discovery room. I'll show you a little map in a moment. That's up the stairs just over the other side of the hall. It's all day tomorrow. We've got a bunch of companies that are taking part, including GG Locators, so big thanks to Cami Smith for helping us out organising this. It's a great agency, you should check them out, but also Big Fish, who are behind the careers wall that's out there. But we've got companies including Very Very Spaceship, the Pokemon Company, Shrapnel are here taking part, and about 10 companies I think are bringing jobs there. So if you get some time tomorrow, you are currently on the lookout for jobs, or know anyone who is, that's the room to go into tomorrow. And we are, of course, also making access to that free for job seekers in the industry. So if you've got people that you know who are looking for work, let us know, and we'll be able to let them in tomorrow to take part in that. What else to expect? Wow, well, there's plenty going on here. You can find it all on the website, but very quickly, we've got 14 topic tracks over 2 days. There's 2 rooms, this is one of them, 2 concurrent stages. There's a little bit of a special focus on AI. It's the hot topic you can't avoid. It seems to be everywhere at GDC, and we've got a number of speakers giving him some insight into that. But overall, we've got, I think it's actually a little under 150 expert speakers in a range of topics. And there's roundtables too, so if you fancy a change from this kind of arrangement, in that whole room over the hall, there's a chance to meet some of our speakers in person and engage with them. We know you can't be in 2 places at once, so if you're in here, you're missing what's going on in track room 2. We're recording everything, except the roundtables. The roundtables are off the record. But we're recording all the talks and panels. If you miss something, you'll be able to watch a recording of it later. The video will be available in a couple of weeks once we've chopped up the recordings and edited all the videos, but you'll be emailed access, so watch your inbox for access to all the recordings, so you won't miss anything, and you can play it back later. That's where all the information is. There's a printout that I can see some of you have got the schedule on it, but it's all online at pgconnects.com. Plus, you should have access to Meet and Match. Everyone gets access automatically. If you haven't received your login for that, just ask at reception. They'll be able to send it to you. And the schedule is in there as well, and you can add items to your calendar. Talking of Meet and Match, we've got about 700 people registered for the event, about 680 of them, I think, currently in the platform, but more are coming in all the time, like I said, and you can find them all in the Meet and Match platform. You can search by category and set up meetings with them and add them to your schedule. About 70% are game makers, publishers, and developers, so go and have a look there. And like I said, if you don't have access yet, it just means that an email's gone into spam or something and we can resend it to you. Do explore the conference. Now, there's printouts of the floor plan. That's a little small, I guess, unless you've got the eyes of a sniper, but there's a printout and reception. It's also on the website. The thing I would suggest that you keep an eye out for is the room over there, what we're calling the discovery room, that's got the career zone in it tomorrow. There's a chill-out lounge area. The VIP area is kind of down here on the left. And the big indie zone, where we've got about 20 indie tables, is adjacent to the meeting area. So you should be able to check that out between your meetings. Speaking of which, this is something we haven't done the last time we were in Seattle. We'd like to know which is the indie game you've enjoyed playing the most. Pick up a ballot paper from reception area and mark on it what's your favourite game, drop it with us, and we're going to be announcing the audience choice tomorrow. Thanks to Bright Brew for encouraging us to do that. There's a few other things taking place. Investor Connector is a curated meeting, a couple of hours between developers and investors. And there's the very big indie pitch today, and Publisher Speed Match tomorrow again. We've handpicked some meetings between developers and publishers. These are by appointment only, so if you're not sure if you're going to be in those, you are not currently in them, but there is some space still available. I think we might be able to squeeze you in, so again, do ask at reception if you want to. Those have been hand-picked and are taking place at those times. Now, here's the thing. Tonight, you're all invited. Bring your badge, that gets you in at the door. The venue is right opposite the hotel. So if you go out the front door, it's on the other side of the road. It's the video game themed bar that was set up here by companies including DreamWorks, but it's right there, and it's good fun, and we're going to be there from 7. There's your login details for the Wi-Fi that's here. It's also on your badge, by the way, so if you haven't logged in yet, you can get it there. And please do tweet from the conference if you're still using Twitter. I am. I'm sure Elon's new CEO is going to hand check every single one of your tweets to make sure they're truthful. So please do share your pictures and comments from the event, and our marketing team will retweet the best ones. Big thanks to our awesome sponsors. I'm not going to list them all, but we genuinely appreciate everything that everyone's done to help us here. Also our media partners as well. It's a number of brands that are here. If you want to be put in touch with the press because you've got games to launch, give us a shout. You should find many of them in the platform, but if not, come and find me. And all that remains before I hand you over to our first speaker of the morning is just to remind you that we do these things all over the world. Now, Seattle is actually one of our smaller events. We're still growing. We've been here like 3 times now. London, we've run for many years and has a couple, maybe 2,500 people out, something like that. But we run these events all over the world. We're a very international business. We've launched in Dubai for the first time next month, so we'll be going there. And if anyone's interested in that, do let us know. The Middle East market is seeing a lot of investment and is growing. But we're also in Canada. We're in Toronto in July, Helsinki for the European industry in September. Big industry there. That's a good one worth going to. Probably our second biggest. And then we're in Jordan in November. And of course, we'll be back in London, UK in January. That's our flagship event, and we've been doing it for the longest. And it's a great way to start the year. So if anyone's interested in London, do ask me about that. I haven't got a slide for it here. Right. We're going to kick off the first track. How about that? I would like to take this moment to introduce everyone to the first track of the day, which is the Global Trends track. Now, I know that we've got our first speaker here, so we'll be able to launch right in. We've got, let me just find my notes, there we go. So we've got 2 tracks running right now. So in here, we've got Global Trends followed by the growth track, and there's another track over the other side of the hall. I can see that because I've waffled on, we're running about 10 minutes behind in this track room, but that's fine. We'll make time for everybody. And of course, when the content's finished in here, there'll be a break and a chance for you to go and check out some of the other rooms. So, without further ado, welcome to the first content track of Pocket Gamer Connect Seattle 2023. This is the Global Trends track. We're going to be here for about 4 sessions before it becomes the growth track. I would like to just for a moment thank all of our sponsors for all of the content this morning, which includes Moloko, Verve Group, Game Server Services, Game Changer SF, HCapture, and Optimove. Do go and check out their booths between sessions as well in the hall, and our silver sponsor is InMobi as well.